30 seconds. Call the February 17th meeting of the Fairbury City Council to order.
Norris.
Here.
Gertisich. Here. Hasselton.
Here.
Kinnett.
Here.
Weber.
Here.
Huffman.
Here.
Slagle.
Here.
Zimmerman.
Alderman Zimmerman won't be with us. He's stand, say the pledge, please. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a couple of scouts and their leader with us tonight that are working on their citizenship and the community merit badge. Are well on their way to Eagles, so welcome you folks. You have before you a copy of the minutes of the February 3rd meeting. Are there any additions or corrections that need to be made?
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Have motion on the floor from Alderman Slagle, second by Alderman Norris to approve the minutes as presented. Roll call.
Norris.
Yes.
Gertisich.
Yes.
Hasselton.
Yes.
Kinnett.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Huffman.
Yes.
Slagle.
Yes.
You have a copy of the board report listing the bills against the city for this cycle. Any questions, additions, corrections?
I make a motion to pay the bills regarding to their account.
I'll second.
Have motion floor from Alderman Kinnett, second from Alderman Gertisich to pay the bills and charge them the respective accounts. Roll call.
Norris.
Yes.
Gertisich.
Yes.
Hasselton.
Yes.
Kinnett.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Huffman.
Yes.
Slagle.
You have a copy of the treasurer's cash report that's showing the cash balances that we have in all the accounts as well as where our budget is. So far, if you look back, we should be, with what we've got left, we should be about 75%. If you want to know how we're coming, and most of the stuff I'm looking at is 70 and under, so that'll give you an overview of where we're at. Pardon?
The general fund's not too great.
Well, keep in mind too, we've got over 300,000 we need to transfer that we haven't from the Munns facility. It's still laying in a separate account. That gets transferred into the general account because we paid those bills out of general already, so that'll bring it up to 900,000.
That thinks that'll make a motion. We accept the treasurer. Second.
Have motion for from Alderman Kinnett, second by Alderman Hoffman to accept the treasurer's cash report for the month of January. Roll call.
Norris.
Yes.
Gertisich.
Yes.
Hasselton.
Yes.
Kinnett.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Huffman.
Yes.
Slagle.
Yes.
You have a copy of the check register for all the checks that were written in the month of January to pay the city bills. Or any additions, corrections?
There's some questions, but I think we can get it.
Okay. Oh, about the numbers, yeah. The numbering, yeah.
You want to table them then? Yeah, we probably should.
That's fine. We can do that because we already wrote them. So if you want to table them, we will till you get an explanation.
Yeah.
Not a problem. Okay, public comment. We have Wayne and Donna Varner want to address us on our flower boxes. So I'll turn it over to whichever one you want to speak.
Oh, got a very nervous tree hugger here. During the last meeting, and guess what, I'm gonna read this rather
That's
than...
fine. That's quite all right, Don.
During the last meeting at the Village Hall, someone mentioned that they were having problems with the trees on Locust Street in downtown Fairbury. The subject was also brought up at the Fairbury Development and Community Action discussion on February 8th. It appears that some members of our city want the trees removed completely. If this is the case, I would like to comment on the subject. First of all, it's true that some trees occasionally drop small berries. Although this makes the birds happy, it can be messy. Perhaps such trees could be replaced with ornamental types that do not produce berries. I also noticed that one tree needs to be trimmed or replaced as it's growing too tall for the overhang above it. I'm not an expert, but there's a small tree called the Japanese snowbell that would look beautiful there without affecting the overhang. As for roots, there are many trees that have root systems that grow downward and do not spread near the surface where they can interfere with the grass or flowers planted beneath them. Removing these trees may also be problematical, as I have been informed that the roots may be entangled with underground wiring. My real concern, however, is their appearance and the benefits they provide. First of all, shade in summer. Trees not only cool the air around them, but clean it and produce the oxygen we breathe. In the fall, the smell of their leaves is woodsy and pleasant. Trees have a beauty and charm not to be found in most towns. Tourists love them, and many real estate developers are aware of their value. Trees give shelter from the rain when we exit our cars and rush into a store or restaurant. While flowers surrounding a tree add to its charm and appearance, they cannot replace the benefits of having one. In my opinion, winter without trees would make our downtown appear barren indeed.
Appreciate that, thank you, Donna. We've,
Here's a copy.
that's one of those subjects we're still debating. It was basically, when they were planted, the theory behind it was if you keep them trimmed, they'll stun them.
Yeah.
They weren't trimmed, so it's
Yeah.
kind of, some of them are all over, and that's,
I've
we're
been-
still trying to figure out what
I've
to
been
do.
researching trees because I've been a member of the Arbor Society once.
I agree with you, I hate to see them disappear personally, but.
Yeah, but I know that they have caused some problems and haven't been taken care of. But
Yeah.
like I said, I mean, even the ones that you would replace,
Right.
you would replace with something that doesn't cause these
Right.
problems.
Yeah, we're looking at different options, and we had a local club
I
that was
hope so,
talking about it.
yeah.
And
I
and
just would.
we're still a ways from cutting them down, we're just trying to figure out what to do to
Yeah.
make it, to bring it back to where it looks decent
Yeah.
without tearing
'Cause
everything
there's,
apart.
you know,
Thank you, appreciate your research. Martin?
Nothing at this time.
Frank?
Nothing at this time.
Dwayne's not here, is he? RT's not. Leroy?
Nothing at this time.
Paul?
Not at this time.
Okay, Alderman Norris?
Nothing.
Alderman Burgess Hips?
no.
Alderman Hassleton?
Nothing.
Alderman Kent?
Yeah, Mayor, thank you. I just wanted to bring up, I said something to you a day or two ago about follow up on the Timber Ridge letters that have gone out to the people. Have you heard anything back, Brad or Frank, anything? Heard anything back, any action being done, anything at all being done to them, so.
We've had 8 inspections so far. Haven't found any sump pumps in the sewer. We've looked around the area other than just those 8. And didn't really find any downspouts into the sewer. We found one drain behind the house that's kind of suspect, but nobody's there right now, so when they get back, we'll check that out. But
One house is gonna make the difference? No. I mean, there's gotta be a lot more than to be checked.
We're not able to see footing tiles, so,
What now?
we're not able to see footing tiles. and
Well,
foot
I think we know by just the admission out there, we know of at least 4 houses with the footing tiles, and that's just the ones that we were able to get in and talk to, so I'm sure there's many more of those.
Okay, those are the ones we're gonna continue pursuing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else?
So, that was it. Thank you.
Alderman
Thanks,
Weber?
Frank.
Alderman Hoffman?
Nothing.
Alderman Slagle?
Nothing.
Okay, first item of old business, we've got, the Fairbury Fair Board has requested a donation to support the fair/speedway. We've got a form, and I think what's the council been giving? Leroy's been $1,000 a year? That's what we've been giving, so
You have to,
it's whatever you guys would prefer. And if we do, that would come out of our gambling money versus the tax money.
I think we should support it as much as we can.
Is that a motion?
I'll make a motion.
to the $1,000.
Yeah.
I'll second that.
You want to do a bigger number, I know you like the bigger number.
You're not allowed to big numbers, but
Let's
this
stick with it.
this-
Yeah, this is what we have a motion on the floor
Fairly close.
from Alderman Weber, second from Alderman Kennett to contribute $1,000 to the Speedway and Fair Association like we have in the past to help support it. Roll call.
Norris,
Yes.
Curtis Hipsch,
Yes.
Hasselton,
Yes.
Kennett,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Slagle,
Okay, you have before you, we discussed the hotel feasibility study. We met with, several weeks ago, we met with Chris Gassel. They're from Cobblestone Hotels to get some ideas. There is a group of local investors who are very interested in investing in building a hotel. This would be something be locally owned by local people. They've all, the same thing that Chris said, they would all like the city to do another feasibility study, because the one we've got is 10 years old. And we've got, Chris gave us the names of about 5 companies. The 3 that he said he thought were the best, we've got prices from those 3. We haven't really pinned it down. We haven't been able to dig through all this because we just got them. They all run $7,500 to $8,000. And we wanted to get back with him, but we'd like to get something started, and this is something that the group expressed an interest that if we're going to do this, we'd like a study done. And this is something we can use our economic development money. It doesn't have to come out of our tax dollars to pay for.
Whereabouts are they considering?
This is just, right now, they've looked at several tracts of land. They're not talking exactly. It's in Fairbury. Be on 24.
It'll be on the highway.
It'll be on the highway. They're looking at several tracts. And basically, they're just getting together, but it's a local group, and this would be locally owned by local people and built by local people. So.
And the price of the survey would come out of the development fund?
Yeah, this would come out of, we've got, that doesn't show anything, we've got $300,000 and some $1,000 in that development fund, and this is one of the few things that you can use it for, that or starting a business. So, yeah, it would come out of there. What Leora and I were talking, we'd like, if we could, to approve 8,000 was the top one, and that way we could wade through these and decide, and get together with Chris and decide which one can do it the quickest and do the best job. There's 2 that I've been looked at quite extensively. There's one that, it was, if you've got copies of all the proposals. One of them had kind of a, this is what the study is, but if you want this, if you want to pro forma, it's so much an hour. If you want to pro forma, which basically what the pro forma is, it's they come through and project by studying everything around here what the 3-year, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year expenses, profit, etc. will be. So they're just not saying, yeah, we need one, and this is what you should make. And actually, a pro forma, you need it. 2 of them included the pro formas and their prices, and one was, well, this is a survey at $6,000, but then there's a whole, if you looked at a whole shopping list of $200 an hour for this and $200 an hour for that, so it's kind of $6,000 up front and open end, where the other 2 are firm. So that's what Leroy and I talked about today, that's what we'd like to do if the council's interested, to approve up to $8,000, and that way we could get busy on it and work with them, get a contract signed, get them in here.
We need a motion.
If that's what you guys want to do, yeah.
So this core distinction here, that's not the builder of the hotel?
No, basically, how this all started, we talked about it, is this all started with our Economic Development Council that we pay dues to. Adam contacted us that there was a developer interested in building a hotel here. Leroy and I met with Adam and this Chris Gassel. They're from Cobblestone Hotels, and we met with them the 27th of January. And basically, they're a developer. They'll build them. They've got management. And you can use them for the whole thing, and they give you the key to the hotel. You can build it yourself, hire them to manage it. There's all sorts of options. And basically, there was an interest, so then there was a group that got together that was really interested in doing this and investing in it. And that's where we are right here. They'd like to study to see where they're at so they can keep going. It's something that if it does come to fruition, it will be owned locally and built by local people.
If this outfit doesn't go through, that would be good for quite a few years.
Well, yeah, see, the city's paid, we had one study done in, the first one was what, in 96, I think?
Something like that.
And then the last one was done in '06, so it's 10 years old. And then the numbers in both of them showed a need, and when they were talking about the one down the street, it shows a need, but they feel more comfortable, and I would too if I'm gonna put in that kind of money, about what does it really show now, because the figures we have look good, but they're 10 years old. And the university did the study, and one of the things we noticed, okay, here's an expense column, and here's a figure. It might be several $100,000, but there's no numbers. Well, how did you get to that figure? And that's what these guys are very in-depth. And Cobblestone right now they're a small chain, they're specialized in small towns, they got 84 hotels. But these are the ones that they've used and recommended, that they've worked closely with this group of 5, and we picked the 3 that they had the most faith in. So. Anybody else got any questions? That's where we are at this point.
Can we bring the deer back?
The deer. I don't know where that deer is last
I
night.
do. It's in Gibson.
Is that where it's at? Hey, there you go. I don't know if you guys remember that big deer that was in front of the motel out here. That'd be neat.
Yeah, it would.
It's at the campground in Gibson.
I wondered where it went.
I only stumbled into that because one of my friends go there.
I knew the guy that bought it at the auction, and when he went home and told his wife, she threatened to kill him, so he went back and sold it to the guy that had the second bid in for less money. So what would we like to do? Want
I'll
to
make a motion.
do it, table, whatever?
I second his motion.
Okay, we have it for 8,000, okay, we have a motion on the floor from Alderman Weber, second by Alderman Slagle to appropriate $8,000 to do a feasibility study for a hotel in Fairbury. Roll call.
Norris.
Yes.
Gertis Hipsch.
Yes.
Hasselton.
Yes.
Kennett.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Hoffman.
Yes.
Slagle.
Yes.
Okay, that's, anybody got any other old business? If not, we'll go to new business, and Martin, I'll let you jump in here with
But we talked about last fall, we ended up buying a new snowplow for one of our older trucks. And I got one truck that the box is rusted out, the salt spreader is completely shot. And I talked to the guy we bought the plow from, said it's about 4 months to get the equipment in and get the truck in and then put it together. So I would like to get started on it, so we're not, if we do May, it's gonna be August, September before we got it, if we ordered in May. If we wait till June or July, we'll be lucky to have it before snow flies. So I would like to get some pricing together, get some bids together on what would work for us, and I got 3 people that could put it together. I'm not so sure about putting it in the paper. We put it in the paper, and you really don't, there's 3 companies within 75 miles or 70 miles that can do it within an hour, and other than that, you're probably not, unless you go state bid. So I'd like to just solicit those 3, put some numbers together, so it's apples for apples, and bring it back to the council when I get them together.
Okay. Anybody have any comments on it? Questions? If not, go ahead and do it. We can get the numbers together, then see where we're at, whether we can afford it or not.
Okay.
I know the one you got now is pretty much junk, so. Okay, I'll let, we've had a discussion about the Langstaff building. I'll turn that over to Paul.
The taxes for 2011, 12, 13, and 14 were not paid and have been sold. The taxes for 2011, the tax buyer has petitioned for a deed. The petition was granted. He has a year from November 16 to file a lien. If he does not, then the taxes for 12, 13, and 14 have been bought by the county trustee. If the first tax buyer goes through with the deed, he would have to pay those taxes. If he does not go through with it, then these people, the county would have a chance to buy it. And I was told that that means it would eventually end up on a scavenger sale for whatever it would bring. At this point, I don't think there's anyone we can, we could deal with the tax buyer if he's willing to, but for him to do anything, we'd have to have permission from the owner to go on the ground because the tax buyer doesn't have it yet. One person raised a concern, do we want to let the tax buyer know about the condition of the building when he walk away, or there is also a procedure that he can try to undo the sale and get his money back. We can file a petition to have it demolished or renovated, the same as we did with the laundromat. This would, I suspect would, and this is right, I guess I'm asking the council for direction. How do you want me to first to contact all the parties to see if we can work something out? Do you want to stop and think what it would cost if everybody says we're not doing anything, or wait a possible 2 years before someone would be in a position to do anything about it, or that we'd be able to work with them?
Does that building have 2 years left in its life?
I
Not very likely that building got 2 years left.
Does
Neighbors.
line staff know anything about what we're doing yet?
I have not contacted anybody yet. That we would have to notify them and the tax
Just
buyers.
sign it over to somebody, I don't know.
See if he did that some, of course, you got one guy that's got the taxes, and you're gonna have to
Is
deal with him.
that man local? Is it local? You know,
Uh,
to the levy?
No, it's a company called Pip West who buys taxes and then assigns them to investors. So it could be from any place.
And he could have bought this, he could have bought the taxes in the courthouse steps and never been in the building. He may not know what he bought.
And he can't get in the building.
Yeah.
Unless line staff would let him.
You know what they have to see what he bought.
And that might be why they're allowed to try to back out if they find out it was sold for more than it was worth. But I didn't check on that. I didn't check how much was paid.
Make a reality TV show out of this. Like,
Were these the recent pictures?
Yes.
Yeah, we used that, the new city lift to get up there, and
Just in the last couple of weeks,
Yeah, so-
right before the last council meeting.
so those are current, what that roof looks
And
like.
it is a lot worse than it was the last time I took the pictures.
Yeah, so basically about the only thing we could do would be make contacts, but then it's whatever line staff wants to do and the guy that bought the tax want to do, and
Well, if they want to work with us, we can go to court, have it condemned, and get it, and pay for the demolition and so on.
and we would circumvent these guys then, we'd have to make it right with them before.
Well,
How much money are we talking in taxes? Any idea?
just a moment. Did I bring that?
If I remember right, Lynn hasn't got a lot of asbestos wrap piping.
I can't remember if that's got hot water or,
Yeah, it had hot.
I think it had hot, if it had steam in it, there would be in
Which the
the
hot water,
basement.
but I think they're all wrapped in asbestos.
They would, yeah.
Couple $1,000,
At least.
at least a couple thousand a year.
And there are also three parts. The building is on 2 parcels, and then there is a small parcel across the alley which is a parking lot, a parking space. Luckily, the taxpayers have all bought all 3 parcels, so
Okay.
we don't have differing, we only have 2 crews to work with.
Give it some thought and see what you feel like doing. Now we know what the situation is. Paul researched it to just see where we're at with it. Because we were guessing and now we know.
The worst thing there is you could damage 2 other buildings taking it down.
It's not gonna be as easy to tear down as the laundromat was because you're hooked into buildings on both sides. And it's not gonna be as cheap as the laundromat was.
And it's a basement.
I'd say
Yeah, it's
4
got a
times.
basement, yeah, it's got a basement, it's just, there's a lot of, and I don't know that if you had it, I don't know if it's even salvageable. I mean, I don't know if you put a good roof, if you can salvage the rest of it.
It's got a nice front on it.
Oh, that's the sad thing, it's got beautiful architecture in the front, it's be a crime to lose it, but give it some thought and see what you want, we'll put it on there and kinda go from there.
Martin, is the front roof bad? Clear up front?
Yeah. I'm not sure what picture it is. I'll show you which one's the front roof. This roof, this wall here, that roof that is this wall. This is over right above the front door, and this is the lower part.
The only thing I see of value is the air conditioning.
No, it's not looking good.
And that scrap value too, yeah. Okay. We have a request that they make every year from Prairie Central for the prom, but I think that the PD is working on that, aren't they, gifts for prom?
The police department does after prom gifts,
Okay.
and then the city has in the past given a donation as well,
Okay. I knew
separately.
I knew the police department provided, I know they're working on,
That comes out of their drug enforcement
Yeah.
fund.
they give little mementos away for all the kids from police departments, kind of good PR.
Right.
Okay, so that we do give, so it's whatever you guys,
We don't know what the amount is.
it wasn't much.
It was $100.
$100 was a
All
gift, yeah.
veterans, okay.
And then the police, that comes out of their not one particular drug fund. So, yeah. You guys do whatever you want to do. Just-
I'm gonna vote no either way, so.
What's that?
yeah.
I'm still voting no either way.
Well, what would you like to do? We need to get it off the table and get it moving.
It's that chair.
We already know that the police department's going to give their after prom because they've been working on getting something figured out, something ordered, so.
So we need to make a motion what we did last year.
Well, whatever you guys want to do, yeah.
What was it last year?
$100.
$100.
Yeah.
What's the cost to put this on?
I don't have a clue. They raise their own funds out there. This is just in addition to parents, they hit businessmen. I know from the business we've contributed for years.
I just think we should give them more, but maybe that's just me. I mean, we give them the racetrack, $1,000. We can't give our kids only $100, you know?
I'm just saying, she's just saying what we did. I didn't know what we did last year. What do you guys want to do?
Well, somebody come up with a number.
Gonna have a bidding war here?
Well, they raised my taxes 52%, so let's raise it 52%.
Oh, brother.
These kids didn't do that.
Tax assessor didn't bother him a bit.
Lower than 52%.
What are we gonna do? Are we gonna vote on it or are we gonna table it? I don't, they want it by the 1st, but we got a meeting the 2nd. If you're not sure what you wanna do, we'll bring it up the 2nd.
If you guys don't know, the reason I always vote no on this stuff is because I don't think we should take
Yeah.
taxpayer money and donate it to other organizations, period.
Yeah, Dave's not doing it to be ornery. He's got a good reason.
I make a motion we do $150 this year.
think it comes out of the gambling money, and I like to see it come out of that.
Throw it out.
That's where you take it out of.
My gambling money can still be used for city stuff.
Sure. But if we're going to have other places that need money, that's just my opinion, that's what I do. I feel more comfortable taking out of that than I do out of regular city coffers.
I'd go for that.
They said he'd go for
School
school
or
money.
city, huh?
What's that? No, school isn't city, and also, I mean, I give it to racetracks, my business does.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been approached from the after prom, but I might consider that for my business, but just don't think it's a city function, is my problem.
Okay, we got a motion on the floor.
We got a question.
We got a yes.
When we go and look, all the lotto money that gets made ends up going to education, so what's wrong with us
Yeah.
using some of the
Yeah,
gaming
I know,
money?
yeah, right.
It's going somewhere.
It's going somewhere for the
Okay.
kids.
We have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second or not?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor from Alderman Weber, second from Alderman Hoffman to donate $150 to the high school for the after prom party. Roll call.
Norris,
Yes.
Curtis Hipsch,
Yes.
Hasselton,
Yes.
Kennett,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Slagle.
No.
See, Jennifer, we have fun here like we do at our committee meetings. She and I are in the scout committee together. Okay, you have some pictures of, this is the ongoing problem at Calhoun Street. Now, since I took these, he shipped out a good portion of those pallets. But this is an ongoing problem that the neighbors put up with constantly. And I don't know if we need to have Paul direct a letter to him or what, but I get complaints from all the neighbors, and quite frankly, they all keep their houses looking pretty nice, and I know the police went down there and fined him once because he burned in the mattress, but it just, he seems to ignore it.
Well, look like you're on,
This isn't commercial, is it?
has he got a business license?
That's commercial, isn't it?
Is it zoned
He's
commercial?
residential.
Why? How can
If there's
there-
anything commercials on the north side,
Yeah,
How's Emerson sitting there like?
There's a block in there
That-
which were
that
brought in
there-
by special exceptions or special
yeah.
conditions.
Not
So why
south,
can't we find like a nuisance fine or something? Him and the owner of the property, because he's not the owner of the property. We
no,
all know who the owner of the property is.
well, the owner of the property won't do anything.
Well, doesn't he have to be licensed to be doing
You go
business?
find him,
yeah, wouldn't it be the property owner liable for it? I mean,
To me, that's what I'd say, and I don't behoove us to have Paul write a letter to the property owner, say, here's the pictures, this is an ongoing problem we've got, if you want to work with your tenant and solve it, if you don't, we're going to figure out a way to solve it for you. Because those people who live down there shouldn't have to put up with that on an ongoing basis.
it's a disaster all the time.
for a commercial activity, do we know, or is it?
I'm assuming I don't know if he's building those and selling them, I don't know what he's doing. But they'll show up, you'll have, as you see in the pictures, and I was by there a couple days ago and they're just about all gone, apparently he shipped them.
Doesn't he work for Stork? So he
I don't-
probably picks them up and.
I don't have a clue who he works for. I don't think he works, does he?
I
Okay.
think he does.
Anyway, why don't you direct a letter to, we can tell you whose landlord it is. You know who it is?
No, no.
Okay.
It's not just the pallets, there's
No, it's not,
usually tires,
Yeah,
there's
there's-
junk all
We
over.
can't-
Everywhere.
We can't really plow down that street because the vehicles are clear out in the street.
Yeah.
No,
you're driving a truck, right?
We gotta go around his trailer, we gotta go around, most of the time you can't plow that southbound lane.
it's just been an assortment of things. We had a tire issue and the EPA was down there, and I think he must be keeping those in the garage because he doesn't have them laying outside and the garage door is closed, so. It's just, it's an ongoing frustration. We'll have Paul send a letter to him. Next item, it's an FYI, we've got some dates that Lorna's available to start contract negotiations. I talked to RT, and basically we'd like to have a police and fire committee meeting, if it would work, on Monday the 22nd at 5:30. And then Lorna would like to meet with the committee at 10 o'clock on the 3rd. And then after we get that, she's been in contact with Mr., or the 2nd, excuse me, on March 2nd, she's been in contact with the union attorney, and then after we meet with her, we'll set up something, she can set up something with them to start sitting down and actually working out a contract with the police. So will those dates work for you guys?
The 22nd,
22nd at 5:30, that'd be an evening, it would be just with RT. And then Lauren and RT would be here on Wednesday the 2nd. We have a council meeting that night, but she'd like to come up at 10 o'clock on the 2nd. And then I think she was gonna go ahead and talk to Mr. Tervarthen or whatever their attorney's name is about setting dates after that we can start getting together with them. So that's the dates for that. We've got a letter, you got a copy from the Illinois Comptroller Office. They've accepted our audit for last year. They like the fact we're going to put the library together, and they say our corrective action plan is a bold idea, so doing something right, I guess. I just stuck this in there for FY. I think Nancy put in there about the PTEL. It's just basically that's what freezes our tax, and the cost of living according to them is 0.7% this year. You have this was something from Adam, the Greater Livingston County Economic Development Council printed up a bunch of these. They're just advertising our school. We've got a bunch of them out on the counter, and they did that for all the schools in the county. So if somebody's coming in and they pick it up, this is something they just did. It was part of our dues. And you have a copy of the police report for the last 2 weeks. Got any public comment on anything that was on the agenda tonight?
I've got some public comment on something not on the agenda tonight.
Is it on the agenda tonight?
Nope, it's not.
Okay, then we're done. It's got
So
the
you're not
rules.
gonna take public comment?
No, the rules are very specific.
Okay.
And the rules are specific, and your group knows it, and you're not going to turn this into it has, okay, this comment section is restricted to something that was on the agenda tonight. So
Okay.
it wasn't on the agenda tonight? No.
Well, I find it's an undue hardship to get in here to register for public comment, which is why I show up to a public meeting, so I can make a public
Well,
comment.
then always, okay, registering for the public comment, unless it's on the agenda, you can register for the first part. You can pick up and take it with you and bring it in at the meeting and fill it for the first public comment.
Okay, so I have no right to speak right now?
Not now, because what you're speaking on is not on the agenda. I'm
Okay.
sorry. We're going to start going by the rules.
Okay, and the rules are, again, just so...
The rules are anything in this second comment section. The rules are very specific. We can print the first comment section is reserved for anything that was on the agenda this week that you want to speak about next week.
Okay, well, I'm looking at the minutes and I don't see where it says public comment reserved for things on the agenda.
Read the rules that are posted on the front window.
The ordinance.
I'll have to
Read
do
the
that
ordinance.
another time.
The ordinance is on the front window. We can get you a copy of it. If you want to, give her your address, we'll mail you a copy of it.
That'd be
We're
fine.
going to start going by the rules. Diane?
I just have a question. Last meeting, Kelly Kennett was allowed to speak during this part of the meeting.
It's turned into a circus, so we're going to start going by the rules.
Okay.
Because we're not going to turn this into a circus. I'm
Can I
sorry.
speak
And
about what...
nobody will be speaking.
Can I speak about a comment that Alderman Slagle made then?
Is it on the
regarding taxpayer dollars?
What's that? Was it on the agenda?
It was something that was on the agenda, and Mr. Slagle brought up that he doesn't like spending taxpayer dollars on things that are, he doesn't think taxpayer dollars should be spent on.
And
That relates to a budget issue, and I'd like to talk about...
No, you're not going to use that to tag on another issue. And if it's an issue about the dog,
No, it's not an issue about a dog.
yeah, let's just, you get together with them and we'll go. If you think I'm wrong, you can contact the Attorney General. You know how to do the process. That's been approved by them because we had this issue before.
Okay.
And we're going to start going by the rules. I hate to do it, but we're not going to have everybody sticking their hand up and I want this, I want that. If it's something dealing with the agenda, fine. If you've got something you would like brought up, put on the agenda, talk to one of these guys and they can put it on the agenda for you.
Well, it's funny you say that because I've talked about a canine before, and that's mysteriously absent from all agendas.
Well, okay, let's just throw that out. I've got it here. Well, this is from our chief. We've talked about this and we're going to lay this to the rest.
So is this going to be put on the agenda right now by you then?
No, this is part of the police report we got.
Okay, so if there's a police report, can I talk about police issues?
You don't get it, do you?
I don't.
No,
Please explain.
basically, the bottom line is, this is from Chief Finney, you can have a copy of it. He doesn't think the department at this time is ready for a dog. We've got other issues that need to be solved. That's from the chief. We're going to take the chief's advice. We pay the chief, if we pay the guy and don't take his advice, he's saying we're not ready for a dog, and we're going to go by that. And at some point, when we feel like we are, we'll get a dog. But right now, the dog is off of the table.
Okay, so because he wasn't here to speak about police issues, I couldn't speak about a police issue?
It's not on the agenda.
Well, there's a police issue on the agenda, there's a police chief on the agenda, and he's absent.
Did he speak about it?
No.
David, you're trying to twist it around. No. If you don't like it, you're not going to speak. You're not coming here and pulling stuff out of the thin air. Turn it in the Attorney General. You know how to do it. You've got the address because you haven't been successful. Go ahead and turn them in. We'll give you a copy of the minutes to send. Is there anything else? If not, pardon?
Yep, go ahead.
Motion to go into executive session.
Yeah, we need a motion. We need to go into executive session, basically for collective bargaining section 2C2. Roll call.
Norris.
Yes.
Yurtisevich.
Yes.
Hasselton. Kennett. Weber.
Yes.
Hoffman.
Yes.
Slagle.
Yes.
Is there a second?
What's that?
Is there a second? Second?
Yeah, second over there. I didn't say who. Thank you for attending. We are going to the executive session. We can get together with
Very good.
young guys.
Make sure they bring all bags.
Pardon? No, tomorrow night I'm in town. How about next Thursday?
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
I see we have fun here too.